It's more than just giving birth.
But what about a telephone number?
Well, that's it. Again, that's part of it. You need to, again, the name, the address, the telephone number. They need to be able to write them down, understand it. They also need to know how to dial their phone number, and besides their phone number, also 911. And if you can't, you know, if they're not able to dial, put it in the speed dial and teach them what, if there is an emergency, if there is a problem. They might not understand emergency, but then you'd have to teach them if there is a problem. You know, speed dial, 911. A lot of these phones today will have like a red like fire symbol, and that's the fire department. They might have a symbol for the police department or 911. All they need to do is press that and the signal will automatically go through.
Right. Now, what does this do in the first primary stages with that child if it knows that these are the things it can do? Does it strengthen them when they're lost or something like that? And what should a child do anyway if it's lost?
Well, again, you want to instill confidence, and so they feel confident about themselves and have proper self-esteem. So if there is a situation where they find that they are lost, they will know what to do. So again, this is the tools that I'm talking about. So what you need to do is teach them, what are they going to do? They are lost. They need to seek out, if they can, a police officer, a fireman, go to the police department. They can go to the fire department. That's what they're here for. And they can also go to a local bodega, which is on their street, and especially if they're shopping there frequently, they can speak to the owner behind them and then tell them that they need to address that there is a problem, and then hopefully they'll be able to help them. If there's a problem that happens in school, then you need to address your ground guards, okay, your security guards, your teachers, your principals, your counselors, because some schools have assistant principals, vice principals, and principals. Immediately, you need to contact them. Let's just give one example, Sue, and this is the example I give to my patient and parent. Let's say that your child is out on the playground, and there is a stranger lurking around, and they're by the fence, and they're looking through the fence, and they're trying to call you over. They might even know your name, because they say strangers, it's not usually strangers, somehow they know you. Not necessarily meaning stranger that's looking dirty and dingy. It might be someone that's close, that knows your family. They might even know your name, and they will try to call you over to the fence. I say, stay away from the fence. The first thing you do is go and get the guard that's on lunch duty, who's on the playground duty. Immediately contact them. Stay away. Remember, strength in numbers. Do not go over to that fence. Immediately go over to the guard that's on the ground. Tell them that there's a stranger by the fence calling us over to the fence immediately.
Now there is a word that you should teach your children when not in the house but outside the house, that they should always never fear about saying it, and that's no.
That's right. Exactly. Right. Exactly. Again, they're going to play on the emotions of the child.
Right.
And a lot of times they will come up with a scenario, and the most common scenario that we know is, have you seen my dog? Why? Because there's emotions attached to that. Children love dogs. It's an animal.
Or do you want some candy?
Right.
No.
Exactly.
Do you want to play with the dog? No.
No.
Do you want to come with me? No.
Exactly. So what you need to do is, again, you did nothing. This is to the parent now. I want you to explain to your child that they did nothing wrong. What they need to do is go to their the ground guard, okay, of whoever's out on patrol, the security guard, because in New York City we have security from New York City police, public school security.
Words, to go to somebody who is responsible.
Right, exactly.
What quickly, because I know as a host the time runs out. What about the things? There's a lot of children being abducted.
Right.
And then when the police goes to the home to find out information, they don't know. There are certain things that parents need to know and have in the house about their child. And we're going to put that up on the screen and look at that. And then we're going to talk about the ID, child's ID. Right. And but tell us about this. This is basic rules of safety for abduction.
Well, we went through some of the rules. And again, some of the rules that we need to do is, I'll get into that with the ID. Remember, buddy system. I want you to pair up with a couple individuals and stay away and say no. And remember, strength in numbers. Now, what we need to do is, as parents, we need to develop what's called a ID safety card, or a child safety ID card. Now, this is very important. It addresses certain issues. It addresses, again, certain things like 34% only know about. It's the gender of your child, the race of your child, the hair color, the length, the eye color, the height and weight, and then you'll be able to put contact numbers down on this card. Very important. Be proactive, be involved. And this is a voluntary system that needs to be instated in our area. So let's, if we can go over and talk about this particular program, what's called Operation Child Safety.
Yeah, safety ID card. You know, we found out that New York doesn't even have a child safety ID card, and we would like to have it. Now, it's up on the screen, and folks, you can take a look at it, and as we put it up there for you so you can see what that card looks like and how important it is. Now, as you see, the card has a picture, and it has some basic information, which is the name. Now, there's a female, the gender, the race that we spoke about, the date of birth, and also issued, when the card was issued, the color of eyes. So, as Dr. Tamio said, that many family members don't know the color eyes of a child. But on the other side of the card, which is the reverse side, there is the fingerprints. And what we'd like to add, Dr. Tamio and I, is also a little spot of blood, DNA. So sometimes children are injured and they find a blood spot where the child was or kidnapped, and the blood spot is very, very important. But if it matches the card that you have, then we know that is the child. And if the child is injured badly and it can't be described, identified rather, then we can go to the fingerprint, or we can go to the spot of blood, which is the DNA, and we can identify the child. And so this card is something that Dr. Tamio and I are putting together, and we're demanding that New York State bring that card to the State Department, Justice Department, bring that card to the New York area. Right. And listen, if they don't do it, Dr. Tamio and Dr. Burkett, we're going to do it. And you can go to the website and you can go directly and order that card. Right. But if it has to be, our children are precious to us. And we feel that. I feel as a pastor and as a physician, he feels it. And so if the city or the state's not going to do it, be assured of the fact that Dr. Burkett, Dr. Tamio, we're going to put that card in effect. And if you would like to contribute towards it or help us in any way, I've spoken to the New York Yankee organization, and I've asked them to help sponsor it. And so we're going to have it because our children are important to us. God has given to us. The children are a blessing from God, and our job is to protect them.
It is. We just can't fathom and comprehend that this Safe Child ID card is only in New York State, and it's just a volunteer program. You would think that it would have started in New York City.
Right, yeah.
And it's not, it doesn't exist here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get together, like you just said, we're going to be proactive and get involved. We're going to start, try to get the police departments, local precincts to get involved, and with our screenings, the health outreach programs that we put on, to try to get people more involved with the program. Again, it's vital, especially with technology today. We're able to make a difference. So we need to wrap up the show today. Remember, stay alive with Church Alive, make a difference, be proactive. If you want information, go to my website, www.communityhealtheducation.com. Go to today's show. You're going to be able to download all this information.